All right. Great afternoon. Happy Monday. Amazing. Happy International Women's Day to each and every one of you. Kelly Chiasson here, Landed for Success. We are here to highlight some incredible women over the next while here and highlight why it is so important to each and every one of us that we recognize this day, why it's important, what these incredible women are doing. Women in business, this is a big deal worldwide. And I want to welcome Sanjukta Das, Erica Aguilar, Catherine Lopez Nomelin, and we have one of our co-founders that is hopping on here with us and maybe kind of in and out. You will see in the next little while different women popping on and off. This is open house style to our Landed for Success female members come in so we can really highlight these incredibly influential women in business and hear from each one of them. So I want to kick things off since it's International Women's Day. I have an inspiration from a women's book that I received when I was a young girl, like probably about 14, 15 years old, and I thought it'd be appropriate. So she shares this. We all hear the same sounds. We look up and see the same sky. We cry the same tears. Our feelings and emotions are the same. All mothers are sisters. All children are one. Yet there is hate, there is violence, there is intolerance, there is inequality, there is confusion. We don't try hard enough to understand each other, sometimes not even seeming to realize that we all have the same basic needs, no matter who we are or what part of the world we come from. We must understand the differences among us and celebrate the sameness. We must make the world a place where love and friendship dominate our hearts. Equality, respect, compassion, and kindness must guide our actions, and only then will we all be able to peacefully and lovingly live the life we choose. So, yes. All right, I am going to send Sanjukta Das. You were the first one that hopped in here. So I would love for everyone to hear from you. Who are you? What are you doing? Why is it important to you to have shown up today and recognized this day of Women's International Day?
Thank you so much, Kelly. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge my presence here in the Landed for Success Forum is a huge honor. Thank you for extending this invite and allowing me to share my voice here.
It's important.
It is important. Well, in order to tell you who I am, I'm still looking for an answer, Kelly, but I would love to say that in my various roles in the community, I wear three important hats. One today, which is of primary focus, I'm the founder of a nonprofit organization called WINGS, Women's Initiatives to Nurture, Grow, and Support. It is a nonprofit organization that holds over 250 women members. These women are women entrepreneurs. They run businesses from home, big and small, and this organization supports them in every possible way. It is sad that this pandemic year, we have not been able to hold an event that we have been holding for the past few years. We hold a trade expo for women in business. And in that expo, every year, women vendors come and showcase their work, come and showcase their services, and it is a day-long event. We have won the trust of many sponsors, so we make it free for the audience. It started a few years back with just 35 women vendors and a very small venue. And it has grown exponentially. In 2019, we were able to house about 115 vendors within the within the event place, and we had women who make food at home. They had food stalls in the foyer, and that was a great inspiration for many during this pandemic to take that business ahead and start working from home, because they were assured that their work was being appreciated in the community. So yes, that is one of very, very important hats that I wear. On the other hand, I work as a placement advisor in the Humber Business School, which is now known as the Faculty of Business. So yes, I work as a business placement advisor in the Faculty of Business at Humber College. It is needless to say the pride that I carry being a team member at Humber. Humber is known to one and all across GTA, Ontario, Canada, North America, and now overseas too. So I do take a lot of pride in that role as well, as I play a very key role in connecting international students to moving towards employability, as I am one who has gone through that journey. I hear them, I understand them, I empathize with their hurdles, and I help them to overcome that. And the third and most important role, very close to my heart, is I am an Art of Living teacher, which gives me, I'm a certified Art of Living teacher that gives me the privilege to volunteer in the community as a meditation teacher. And that is purely my volunteering endeavor in this country, giving back to a country that is so empowering to me, that has given me so many things I'm proud of, that has helped me to be who I am, that Landed for Success has called me to speak today. So if you ask me who I am, an amalgamation of these three roles, and I am a mother of two powerful sons, one 32 and one 27. I have a grandson who is 3-year-old, who keeps me on my toes, keeps me young, and makes me understand what a family is. Yes, Kelly, that is who I am.
For you, I love who you are. What, as a woman, with all your accomplishments and the recognitions that you've received, that you've created for yourself, what have been some of your biggest challenges that you appreciate now when you look back?
That's a very strategic question and a very beautiful question, Kelly, because it allows me to speak and blossom on International Women's Day. With this question, I need to tell you that I have to take a look over my shoulders to see where I came from and where am I. So I moved to Canada in the year 2007. So I'm not very new, yet I'm not very old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I came to Canada with a very deep academic background, where I was teaching in an engineering college. I was the head of the department of the humanities department over there. I had a very key role in helping students to groom, to become able to be part of big MNCs, multinational companies, who were hiring students from these engineering colleges. I was part of that. And that is what makes me who I am today here at Humber. I'm still doing the same work. I'm just very blessed that I could find academia back in my career as an immigrant woman here. And the only message that I have today is to believe that education and skills go with you wherever you are. Your education, your skill sets don't stay back in the country from where you have come. They come with you. Being confident of that is another ball game. And you have to be your own marketeer. You have to stand for yourself. And why did I have to do that? Because my back was to the wall. I moved countries because I wanted to be somebody who wants to be myself. I hate to say I moved countries because of my sons. That's a very cliche statement. I used to say that 5 years back. But now I don't say that because I realize more and more that I moved also to discover the me, to find newer horizons for myself, to be a more sanjukta in another paradigm. But yes.
Oh, there's that confidence that you spoke about.
Sorry?
There's that confidence that you spoke about. You know,
Yes.
when you go from, you said, you would say, we moved here for my sons 5 years ago, and yet here you are 5 years later, and you realize, no, I moved here for myself. And that confidence has allowed you, I'm sure, to serve your sons very, very well and in a very powerful and loving way. That it's a very strong example for the two of them.
It is. And I'm very happy to say that secretly, when my oldest son said that he wants to move countries to study, it scared the hell out of me, but it showed me a new horizon for life again. And so I just want to tell everybody out there, believe in your dreams and know that you can do it. Trust in yourself. I did it, so can you. But yes, Canada, Toronto helped me to become, because I wasn't running after people to get privileges. I was running after people to give back to the community. How can I help people? How can I connect in order to be someone who is able to serve them? And not what are they going to give me?
It's an important mindset of showing up in the attitude of serving others. It will come back to you. We receive what we put out, and that's really beautiful. And I love that distinction that you made just now. And I love that since Sanjukta has been on, we have a handful of other women that have joined us. Hi, Kendra, Vahini. Hello, Helena. Hello, Tammy. Amazing. So to those of you that jumped on here, I think, one, I'll say now that there is a group of us, people continue to come in and out. This is open house style. And it is a big deal for all of us to be able to come and recognize how important today is. And really, each of us will get to touch on who you are and what you're doing and why it was important for you to come on here and talk, and just acknowledging the day, acknowledging the power of being a woman in 2021 and your hopes with that. And so, Erica, I know I'm just going to kind of we'll move, first come, first serve. If someone hops on here and time sensitivity is of the essence, just go to your reactions at the bottom of your menu and throw a heart or, I don't know, something. And we'll do, I'd like to do my best to respect that because it is open house. You might be popping on because you have to head into a meeting. So just let us know, and we're all women in business, so we all understand this. So Erica, you hopped on here next after Sanjukta joined us. So please let everybody know who you are, what you're doing, and why is it important for you to acknowledge this day.
Thank you, Kelly. For everybody who doesn't know me, my name is Erica Aguilar. I do run several businesses. I am a mom at home, working from home for a long time, not just since COVID. We have a business with my husband as well. So why is important for me International Women's Day? And just like I have said earlier in another live that we had, It is important what International Women's Day are celebrating or they are the theme of the year. And this morning when I woke up, that's I only check it today. It was choose to challenge, and it is that's what I find that it is the most important. And challenge the people around you to make sure that women, girls around the world, they have their rights, their equality, and they have the same access to what everybody else have. That's what is important for me. So to be here right now with every all the powerful women from Landing for Success, especially because we know we are in business or we're interested into getting into business, professionals, independent entrepreneurs. It's good. What are we doing with our business? What is the space that we're sharing, and how are we treating other women? That's what is important for me as well. I was just before I had already the chance today to challenge three people, two of them my family members, and to seeing it with a different vision what it means International Women's Day. It's like how far have we come from last year, and what is our projections to go for next year, and of course what have we bring to the table, what are we bringing to the table as women as well. What I will tell you that yes, with one of our business, empowering women in other countries where they have access to less information, where they don't have as I wouldn't say supportive partners, but it's just the reality of other communities how they are, and then women taking more roles, which is fantastic because we can definitely do everything. Like we have said it before, if you want to give something to get want something to get done, give it to a busy mom, to a busy woman, because she will have she will find a way. And that is what we do. So with that power, with that knowledge, we are still recognizing that there are other women, other girls in other community, in different communities where they do not have the same advantages that we do, and just because they don't know different sometimes. So sharing information, exposing them to different realities. We know in Land for Success there are many women who are doing a lot of empowering groups that they are supporting internationally to young girls and doing things like that. That those are the things that I like to remember and I like to always point out and support when it comes to International Women's Day. Talk about that. It's like having a conversation on what else can we do for that. So that's what I can bring to the table.
I love it. For you, what have been, and for you ladies too, be thinking about this because
Mm-hmm.
it's not only important for women to be able to highlight and lift other women up, share
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing, but share our challenges.
Yeah.
So, and how those challenges have served us, or maybe are serving us.
Mm-hmm.
For you, I know, well, I know you personally, and you from Peru to the U.S. to Canada, and
Mm-hmm.
international business. Kendra, we'll hop right over to you. Oh, she's going to be back. She
Yes,
said,
she's
"I'm
coming back.
popping off. She'll be back." Okay. For you, what challenges do you think have served you or are serving you really well in how you show up uh, in your life, personally and professionally, for others?
Oh, the resiliency and being a person who never gives up. And I was just thinking, talking about this with my kids. I have two boys. I live with my husband and my father-in-law, and even a male cat. So everything it's male around me. If that counts as
Gatito.
well, I get it. So we have conversations, and I will tell them, you know what, and just pointing out things that perhaps they are not aware of, or we don't even think about it because for us as women that's the way we're living life. But let's say when the first time that I was taking English classes, and then it repeated the same thing when I learned French, because when I moved to Canada I moved into to Montreal. So the first levels of each class you will see men and women from different ages and different. As you go advancing into more advanced classes, when you go to intermediate English or when you go to advanced learning, they were mostly guys, male, who were there. And at the same time, they were. I'm talking about all immigrants, right? So right from there, and even giving opportunities because we were in the first, second, third level of learning English, and it was an opening for a job. it was not considered for women's right away, and we're talking about in North America. Now, when I come from Peru, it's like even worse, if we want to say that. So we're talking about like more than 20 years ago. Okay, I've been out of my country for 24 years. So, but that's the reality that that we will face, and because of that, I will not give up. I will continue. I will just put myself in front of situations where it will be challenging, but I knew that that was going to move me forward, and it had happened that way. So, and the same thing happened when I went to French school. I had the same experience, right? Like at the beginning, we were pretty much half and half, women and men. And as you advance in different levels and more advanced learning, there were mostly guys who will continue learning. And then you will think there were all some of them they were moms, some of the newcomers, some of them they were starting a different career or simply choose to have a job where don't require as much the language. But it will be mostly the women who will stay behind, if I can say that, in terms of that. So, and this is where the empowerment part comes to place, because this is where right now I will be in front of ladies. My background is Peruvian, so front of ladies who speak Spanish, and I will tell them, you know what, you have been here for about 10 years. I think it's about time that you learn the language because your kids are already grown up. So giving them information, because there's most of them, they have a degree in so many different things. They just don't see it. So that's where it comes the empowerment part. So right around us in our
Love it.
society, right? Anywhere, and even if we want to look for further, like I said, which is a different reality, but it's just look around where you are, because it's not that they're lazy, it's not that they don't feel like doing it. It's just that when you are in a space where you have so much on your shoulders and you just carrying too much with you, it's like you need the extra push. You need somebody else coming from the outside and tell you, hey, you can do it. You can do it, instead of just like, oh my God,
Love
look
it.
at her, she's doing nothing. No, it's really like, yes, you can do it, and tell her in many enough times until she will actually believe it. Because trust me, if you just give the woman the power to believe in herself, nothing will stop her. That's for sure. That I know that.
I love that you said that. I have a magnet on the side of my refrigerator that my parents gave me years ago. And it's part of it says, when faith in myself was so strong, I believed I could move mountains. And I love that. And well, actually it says she, but I turn it into a quote and I've got it in another space. But when faith in herself was so strong, she believed that she could move mountains. And then in letters underneath it, it says, and she did.
She did.
And that's amazing. And welcome, Sutha. You just joined us as well. Helena and Tammy. Okay, so Tammy and Helena, I'm not, forgive me. You ladies, which one of you, I cannot for the life of me figure out who hopped on here first to be respectful of the first come first serve. Tammy, I want to say it was Helena. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, so Helena, I'm going to ask you if you want to unmute yourself. Hello, lovely. Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day to all of you.
How are you?
I'm unbelievable.
Well, amazing.
Amazing. Yes.
Share it with us. I would love to hear from you. You know, why was it important for you to hop on here, recognizing International Women's Day? What are you doing? How are you showing up and serving in your life, and so that others can be inspired by you?
I'll tell you a little bit of my background, my story, and then I'll tell you why it was important for me to be in this call. I always celebrate Women's Day because I think it is important that we show up as who we are, not just as mothers, but also as business owners, parents, you know. And so I'm actually originally from Portugal. I came to Canada when I was 13. And at the time when my parents came, they were both 50. And it was like back in 1988, 1988. And then it was kind of difficult for my father to find a job. And at that time, it was like it wasn't as easy, right? So we cleaned. I feel like we cleaned pretty much 90% of Hamilton. And my first job was like cleaning 20 toilets. And that's what we did because that's what we had to do as a family, right? But when I came to Canada, there used to be these people that within my community, and I used to call them the pillars of the Portuguese community. And people used to go there and ask for help, right? Because of the language. Just like Erica was saying, the majority of our Portuguese community do not get to speak English because they get so busy and they always think that they have no time to learn. And so I looked back and I was 13 and I wanted to be like those people. And majority of those people were men. The men that were in our community just helping out, filling out forms or doing anything that the person didn't know how to go around because they don't have the language, right? So my career started I was doing income taxes when I was 17. And then from that point, and then I landed a job with the Liberal Party. And I had many roles for 20 years, from working with the Sheila Cox and different McGinty. And 10 years ago, life had a way of pushing me towards my dream. Because just like Erica was talking about, many of you, it's the belief, right? It's that dream, it's that vision. And little did I know that life was pushing me from to the point where my dream, when I was 13, what I dreamt, it's here now, right? And so 10 years ago, I went into finances because I was a chief financial officer for the Liberal Party at one point. And I figured, okay, if I'm going to change my career, the reason I left, I took a 2-year leave because I was going to run for politics. And so I said, okay, I'm going to raise my profile within the community so I could actually have a vote, right? And so what happened was, this is my election. I now have a physical office. My dream has come true. I did open this community center office for my community, not just for Portuguese, but I also for Spanish people in different communities, right? And I like, life is so amazing how it teaches us to, like, when I look back 10 years ago, things that has happened to me, I thought, why? What's happening? Why is this happening? And the reason is, it's like, I was supposed to go through this challenge. I was supposed to be there so I could actually be here today, right? So funny, I have my alarm going on. 1 second. I don't know if you could see my frame, but my frame says, she believed she could, so she did. I love that quote. And when I saw it, I bought it a couple of years before I had the office, and everything started aligning to where I am today. So I do corporate taxes, income tax, oh, you name it, audits, and I also do immigration, and I do everything else because that has always been my dream, and here I am. But it was important for me to come on board to this call because I just wanted to, everyone can do it. If I was a 13-year-old girl with a dream, and all I wanted and needed was that belief, and people came around me because I believed that I could have this one day. And with my community and many other communities, what I noticed is they don't have a voice. So today I speak for those people that have no voice. And for that, I am so very grateful to be where I am today.
That's a lot. That's a lot to be grateful for. And I think what I really love hearing, and I think today is going to fall right in line with that, is that all the gifts all of us have, and the thing about a gift is it keeps on giving, right? That's amazing. Hats off to you, Helena. Tammy Williams.
Hello, everybody.
Great afternoon.
Yes, hello. I just want to say magnificent Monday to everybody, magical Monday, and I'm just happy to be here. How interesting is it that someone like me, a Black woman, could be a part of this panel? And I say that with a lot of heart and also full of tears. The reason it's important for me to show up here is to let people know that it doesn't matter what color you are, what background you have, from money, not money, you have a voice, and your voice really needs to be heard. Now, for me, it's very simple. I am a global entrepreneur. I'm all about helping people grow their businesses globally. I have a real heart for empowering women with all things to do with real estate. I'm the founder of Women Champagne Real Estate, not because I know everything, because I want to learn from the people that are doing it. And I know firsthand, not coming from money, that I didn't know anything about different ways you can actually earn income and money with real estate. I had to learn the hard way. So now I have this group that I actually so proud of, because we're doing great things. We're mentoring people. We're getting to watch people in a space that never even knew what it was like for them to even be able to buy their first property. Some happily single, some not so happily single, and of having to start from scratch. I know for myself, being married, I will tell you that I am a child of God. I'm also a mom of 3, and I'm married for over 20 years, and I still make my husband's lunch. And I tell people that all the time, because if you know anything about being a parent or a guardian, and also being a wife, your schedule is not always yours. But what I do think it's important for me to be here is let people know that we can always carve out time. And when we put ourselves at the top of the list, it's amazing the things that we're able to do. You know, like just from the simple thing of raising each other up. You know, there's a quote out there that says that, you know, it takes a village to raise a child. It's very, very true. That's the reason why being a part of this panel and also International Women's Day is so important to me, because, you know, we find our tribe within groups of women that help to raise us up. We have a reputation out there for years about being catty, being competitive, and being self-absorbed. But in actuality, there's so many women that are behind the scenes doing things, and they're not here right now. I know there's some of them that couldn't participate in today because of their schedules, but it's really important for us to pay tribute to the ones who were before us. And it's beautiful to know that women will come together without even thinking about what color you are, what your background is, and we can just celebrate being a woman. And I think it's a daily thing. It's not just one day. The other thing too that's really pulls at my heart is how we have to show the women that are going to be women. I'm a mom of 2 daughters, and you know, I have little cousins that are little girls that are just being born, and it's important for them to see all of us, different races, different ages, from all kinds of backgrounds from all over the world, to see what we're doing. It's just amazing to be a part of this. I'm so happy that you guys decided to do this Line Up for Success. I love the platform, bringing people in business together, raising each other up. It's a fantastic community, collaborate and connect. And yeah, I can go on, but I won't. But yes, I'm looking I'm looking forward to the rest of the panelists here. Thank you.
Thanks, Tammy. I've known you for quite some time too, and I just love you, and I can say I love all of you for hopping on here, and all the ones that aren't, I love you too, because it's a genuine appreciation for, like you said, Tammy, people from all walks of life who look different, who are different, really appreciating all of the differences, because in every difference there is serious, tremendous strength, and that unifies all of us. Sutha, great afternoon to you, lovely. Happy International Women's Day. How are you? I cannot hear you, even though you look lovely while you're talking with your amazing lipstick. Oh, shoot. Your sound, there's still no sound. Maybe, Erica, you're muted too. I think you're trying to.
Yeah, maybe she has to come back. Maybe she has to come out and log back in.
Sometimes that helps.
Yeah, try that, Sutha.
We'll still be here. Catherine. I think, let's see. Catherine, are you still with us? You are. Hello, young lady. How are you?
Thank you.
I'm
so
not sure if
much.
you expected to be put on the seat here, but I know that you are just as valuable as everybody else on here. We all bring significant value to the table, and you are an incredible young woman who is working on some your what you're wanting to do for your life, and you are a student and you are doing incredible things behind the scenes here with Landed for Success. I would love to know, as a young woman, for you, why is International Women's Day important to you, and why do you think it's important for young women, not women of all ages, to come together and recognize and acknowledge really what women's empowerment is?
Thank you so much, guys. Yes, I'm Catherine Lopez. I now help Landing for Success being a tech admin office admin at Landing for Success. For me, it's an honor to be here with you, sharing this moment to you. Yes, for me, it's important today as an International Women's Day to show our strength or powers to everybody. It's not a thing that we have just only now. We had this power through the history all the time. But this day is important because it's the day when we can share that kind of powers that we have with everybody. Try to recognize and try to show everybody that we are powerful. So that is my idea about this special day. I want to tell you something. I'm not a young woman. I am 40 years old. But I am starting my way in Canada. I came here to Canada 2 years ago with my husband and my daughter. So finding better life, better opportunities to avoid frustration in our careers. In my back country, I was working 10 years in IT system bankings around Colombia, that is my country. So we just wanted to have a better life, a better opportunities here in Canada. So I'm here now with my husband and my daughter. She's years old. I just finished in my computer programming career at Lambton College, and now I'm doing my internship. Like you, I'm just starting my way, starting my path in my adventure, and learning a lot of things from you. And thank you so much for sharing with me. You have experience, you have been here for a long time. I'm just learning a lot. How you see, I'm just learning English. I'm still in the process. So for me, it had been a little difficult, but every day I'm learning too much things. Not only London process, but you, every people who lives here, everybody, and now here with you, learning. Listen and learning.
Two key characteristics, I think, that a lot of women have learned throughout the years really is one of the best tools to put to use, is learning and listening. And this is a little biased, but I think women are very, very good at it. Because quite often I'm not saying men can't and men don't. I just am saying, in my opinion, all the women in my life, I have men in my life that are good at this. But I will say, when I take the whole picture into consideration, women do this amazingly because they have their families, whoever they're taking care of, be it children or they're caregivers of somebody else, like Tammy had mentioned, along with their business, along with ABC through Z. And learning and listening goes a very, very long way. Sutha, you're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, you hear my wonderful voice. I can start singing.
Yeah. Oh, wait, do you sing? Please do.
No.
Oh, but Sutha,
I don't want you guys to go offline now.
Oh, but Sutha, you have to do some dancing, because we did some dancing before you and I. So bring up the dance music, Kelly. Come on, DJ Kelly.
I need a stage, I can't just.
Oh, this is your virtual
This
stage.
is like a grand virtual stage. Yes.
We're here for you.
Oh yeah, I'll cheer you on all day long. I love it. So Sutha, I love that you pop back. I love that we can hear you. That the volume is working for all of us. Please share with us who you are, what you do, and why is it important for you to speak up on International Women's Day? Why does that matter?
Okay. So my name is Sudha. So I left, I'm from Sri Lanka. So I left when I was 9 years old with my family because of the civil war. So right after we left our village, um, our home got like bombed. And then we lost a couple of people and we lost everything. So my dad, when we came to Canada, he got really sick of whatever happened back home. He really, really worked hard to build this house for the family. And his father was also killed during the Civil War. So both my parents they were not well when they came to Canada. And it was like difficult for them to provide the basic needs for the kids. So there's me, my brother, and my sister. So everything became hard for us. Whatever the money they had, it was just enough for food, basically that. So I attended middle school right away. I went to grade 7 here. And before coming here, I was in another country because of the Civil War. We were like just going all over the place. And then we ended up in Canada. So the language was difficult for us, because the education was kind of ruined. And so when we came here, as I mentioned, my parents couldn't afford to buy like clothes for us, when we needed. So there was limited supply of whatever to live our life. And I was struggling. I was kind of bullied too in grade 7, not for speaking English properly. So every time I go in the front to do presentation, I'll get so nervous. I wasn't able to get my message across. So it was bothering me, but at the same time, internally, I go, I was struggling, how I'm gonna, reach my goals and dreams. But then one day, as I was like a couple of years later, when I was like 16, I had this lady who took me to her place. I got selected for a co-op program, and I went to her house, and she took me to her basement, and she had like tons of books, and she's like, take whatever you want. And one of the book that struck me was Dr. Wayne Dyer's book, You Would See It When You Believe It. That was one. And then she had tons of Tony Robbins book too. So I took those homes and I started reading them, and there was like a lot of messages. But even then, when I was reading the books, I was like, okay, this is just like writing, nothing gonna happen. So once in a while, I'll go back to the books and, okay, whatever. But some of the messages were like, I'll reflect back. And then I started applying for like volunteer opportunities. So the first volunteer opportunity was at Scarborough Grace Hospital, and they put me at the information desk. So here I'm like a shy girl, we didn't have money to buy proper clothes. And I'm like, they put me at the information desk, and I was like, oh my God, I can't speak well. I'm just hiding behind the desk. And I think throughout my life, then I started to take on more volunteering opportunities, and I became more stronger. And that the layer of confidence was, building up. And then I got paid jobs. I was doing customer service. And so it started like that, and I started to meet more people. And most of the opportunities were, it was like they put me right in front of the public. So I had to speak up. I had to look after myself. And then I went to university. I did my Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. When I came out, I started a job in the hospital. And guess what? They put me in recruiting of patients for studies. So I built up more confidence. And then all of a sudden, at the University Health Network, they were starting Toastmaster Club there. And then I became a VP of Vice President of Public Relations. So I had to go and talk to people about Toastmasters. And I was in the program, and I completed within 4.5 years. Now I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. So while I was doing that, I heard about youth leadership program. So I go, hey, this is my chance to speak up, use my voice and tell the youth that they could become a leader, they could make a difference in this world. And I became a youth leadership chair in Toastmaster, District 60 Toastmaster. And then on, there were so many opportunities. I became a co-author in 2 books, and I'm a published author in medical research articles because of my recruitment skills. And I became an ambassador for some other youth program. So the things that I learned throughout life is whatever struggle you have, never give up. And whoever I am now, I became like that because of my communication. I didn't give up learning and bringing my voice forward. I was able to attract a lot of people. I'm also I'm a healthcare worker, but most of all, I love doing nonprofit charity work. I don't have my own charity, but I have been part of a lot of charity. And with my communication skill, I was able to raise a lot of money. I have given back to the hospital over 15,000 by raising money, by selling big,
Wow.
running, fundraising, and I don't know, countless volunteer hours with so many organizations. So I'm happy that I have a voice. I'm a woman. I think if I was back home in my country, I would not have got that opportunity to do whatever I'm doing. I'm not a millionaire, but I have made difference in other people's life. A lot of other people have come into my life and they had made difference in my life. So that's why I'm here today. Anything is possible. I have been on media. I have been on radio interviews, whatever there is. I'm a model now too. So I'm on Published Model Magazine. So the girl who came to Canada when who left 9 years old, didn't know how to speak English properly. Now I'm mentoring a lot of people. Yeah. So that's my message.
That's amazing. Congratulations to you as well. Really to all the women, and since you just got done speaking on your accomplishments, that's a lot. It's very admirable, and you can see to those of you plugging in, all these different challenges that everyone has. Everyone's can sit and on any given day decide to look at what they don't have, what is really standing in their way, what they can't do. No one has it like I do, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 9 people on here right now. 9 different stories, 9 different women with different challenges that have served them well, and they've come a long way. So that's what's amazing, because when we as women decide to stand up and share who we are, what we've done, what we're doing, we just naturally are going to inspire other women. There's somebody else that's going to hear something one of you ladies say and say, okay, if she can do that, I can do this.
So
And
the one message I want to leave before closing is, so I do refer back to Tony Robbins' book and Dr. Wayne Dyer's book, and I believe in it, that you will see it when you believe it. If you have a set goal in your mind, whatever you want to be, you can make it happen. You can make excuses. Everybody has struggle in their life. It's not that I don't have any problem, but facing that challenge and going for your dream, the end result, that's what makes you, much stronger and go for the next stage. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. I want to share before, let's see, Ravender, are you there? And I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Yeah,
How are you? Happy International Women's Day to you.
yeah, thank you. First of all, happy Women's Day to all the beautiful ladies.
Amazing.
My name is
Please share with us, yeah, who you are. You're doing amazing things behind the scenes as well. So we thank you, but I would love to hear, let us all know why for you it's important to show up and talk about International Women's Day. Why does it matter to you, and more about who you are?
Thank you. my name is Ravinder Kaur, and still I'm a student. And first of all, I'm grateful to the Lander for Success who gave me a platform to implement my skills and my knowledge. And this day is very important to all of women because this is a day when everyone appreciates us. And everyone know that every day women's struggle with every, with a lot of things like with in their family and their in their business, but they never they give up. Always they struggle. They do everything possible for they sacrifice for their family. And um, I don't know what do I speak now, because my experience is very less, and I don't know more that I can share with you. But I'm thankful that I have a chance to share my life. And I'm from India. In India, I did masters in my computer application, and there when I came here, I have a lot of problems. Like I'm alone here. First of all, I left my family, and I need to study as well as work, and there are a lot of problems which I have faced. But now everything is okay. I struggled, and now I'm happy in my life. With time, everything will be okay. Yeah.
That's amazing. And something that's interesting, Ravinder, with what you shared is you'll have groups of women that seemingly have greater challenges. Then you have a young woman such as yourself. If I talk to some of my cousins' children, I'm 45, mom of four amazing small humans that my husband and I are raising. But in their daughters that are in high school now. I mean, my oldest is 17, but we have three boys, one girl. But at that age, or even the university students' ages, they don't have necessarily struggling experiences, but some interesting, engaging conversations that I've had with these young women and other young women is they all have women in their lives. So it's maybe, they might not have, challenges like their mothers or their aunts or their grandparents, but certainly these stories are shared in families, and just having an understanding of we are all empowered simply because we were born as women.
Yeah.
And that's an incredible gift. So everything that you're doing now and that you're going to continue to do, it's great to always, do our best. For me, from a growth mindset, is to continue to plug in, since it's Women's Day, to strong women. It's important for me to be collaborating and working with strong women, women of vision, women of a heart and a mindset where they want to show up for other people, that is not self-centered. And that makes women make the world go round. We absolutely do. Men do too, but it's not your day. It's not your day, gentlemen. It's our day. So it's that awareness is fantastic, and not everybody appreciates it, and that's okay. But the ones that see the value in it, they do, and they will. And that's why we're here, is because it needs to continue. So I would love, for any of you ladies, I've got a couple quotes here. So let's see who, Sanjukta, you spoke at the beginning. So I'd like to share a quote with you, and just let us know, I don't know, respond to it. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Every woman's success should be an inspiration to another. We are strongest when we cheer each other on. You are muted, lovely.
You resonated a message in the quote that is my own life mantra. I'm so lucky to hear that from you. It is my life mantra. I'm not alone in this journey, and I need to hold hands. My boss is calling me. Please give me a second.
This is women in business.
Is she
This
a
is
woman
Doesn't
or a
want her to
man?
share.
You're live. Don't forget that. Yeah, I'm not alone in this journey, and I am very proud to hold hands with all these leaders here today to understand that each one of us is a lighthouse. Each one of us is a powerhouse in our own small unit as a family. And if we are a leader there, we start changing the vibrations around us. And because we are vibrations, because we have a presence, we keep emitting it around the people. I heard the story of Sudha, and tears were almost coming to my eyes because she chose to keep herself grounded with the dream. She is where she is today. I heard Tammy, and I was hearing my story there. And when I heard Erica speak, I felt, oh my God, we just give tags to ourselves. We give these tags to ourselves. Somewhere we are really, really the same. And we need to know that nothing can stop us. We are unstoppable. Age, color, origin, country of origin, nothing matters if we are grounded within, if we believe in ourselves.
Yep, I agree.
And we need to adopt certain tools in order to feel that confidence, whatever it is. For me, it is meditation. Because, when I moved I worked in a very...
Well, I love this. Okay, you've just provided us a verbal detour, which I'm super excited about instantaneously right now. So thank you. You ladies can all just message your thank yous to Sanjukta. So, tools. This is of major importance because it's how we equip ourselves to absorb and internalize our daily exchanges, our conversations, our environments. And for you just shared that your tool was meditation. So I would love for you ladies to share a tool that you apply every day that builds your confidence, that keeps your self-empowerment mindset in check. Erica?
Sure, I love that detour.
Yeah, I know. I love this detour. I may or may not forget where I was going with the
now
original one.
It's all fantastic. This is what we are here to just mastermind all together, right? So I will tell you, it has always been knowledge for me. Knowledge, learning something. And however, I will tell you, since the kids, when they were smaller, they started learning this and they were into ninjas or whatever, and they learned this term inner peace. And I will tell you something. Like that's like a meditation prayer. It's just like a state of calming yourself down and to be able to have a different level of thinking, to welcome a different level of thinking. And because, like, when I say knowledge, it's because I've always been told, like, I will work in a factory and people will just look at me and go, like, why are you thinking so much? So I had that look. I was completely like with him, and I was just like remembering things that I learned before, or actually thinking and envisioning my life, how I want it to be, which is what it is right now. So the power of thinking, and so it's always been knowledge. I will always be hungry to learn more, to know something new, and it didn't stop. I learned so many things, and but that's what it keeps me grounded. That's what it keeps me okay. I continue going. So yeah,
love it. Education. Helena, are you still with us? Maybe. This is it. If she hops back on, Tammy, tool. What is one of the tools that you use on a daily basis?
Wow. I can only say one.
Oh, you can say more. Grab your pens and notepads, ladies. And gentlemen, if you're taking notes for those women in your lives.
You know, it's difficult to just say one. It's a combination of things. But I definitely have a fondness of a motivational video that actually feeds me and gets me fired up. And then also when I think of the scripture part of it, there's a TD Jakes out there who talks, even if someone doesn't believe in God, trust me, after they listen to him, they love what he has to say because he's talking about real life. That's big. And having the quiet time. I like to go to the lake a lot and I like to be by myself in those different spaces. So I find those things are really, really important. Also too, I have to add to this is drowning out a lot of social media and phone calls. Every single day, I make sure there's about 45 minutes that I'm not on any social media. And that's just my little downtime for me to actually, you know, just get refocused and try to remember what's really important. You know, social media is only, you know, an ingredient, you know, it's not the whole entree. That's what I live off of.
I love it. That's I love it. Oh my God, I'm gonna get so excited. Okay. Catherine, I would love to know for you, what is a tool that you use in your daily life? Welcome, Samantha Glass. Okay, Catherine, go ahead.
Like I said before, listen and learn. I think it's the most important, my most important tool. But learning, always try to learn about everything, about every situation that happen every day, good or bad. Try to learn, try to think in deep about what can I learn about it, and how can I improve the situation to get better. Be humble, because every person in the world, good or bad, can teach you something that can help you to improve yourself, improve your soul, improve your knowledge. So for me, my tool is learn every day, learn about everything to improve my life.
Thank you. I love it. Welcome, Samantha Glass. We're sharing, everyone is sharing their tools, a tool that they use, and we were inspired by, I threw them all under the bus. It wasn't them, it was me. I had a verbal detour because Sanjukta was on here and she had mentioned that she uses meditation as a tool for herself, for her mindset, and in all of the areas that she's experiencing. I mean, she's experiencing a lot of success that she created for herself. And she said that meditation helps a lot with that. So we'll kind of go backwards if you want to, or throw it in there. But you're joining us. I would love, one, thank you for hopping on here. Let everybody know who you are, what you're doing, which is amazing because I've known you for some time as well. But why for you is it important to hop on and acknowledge International Women's Day? And what is a tool that you use that you can attribute to staying grounded and focused on everything you have currently going on in your life right now?
Whoa, those are a lot of questions there, Kelly.
I know, so you better get going. I'm taking notes.
Take notes either. So I'm going to try to answer everything here. So hi, everybody. Great to see everyone here. Lovely faces. Happy International Women's Day. So who am I? Samantha Glass. I'm a litigation paralegal with my own firm. Today is actually my anniversary. It literally is 10 years since I've been licensed. I've been in the industry for 15 years in total, as in various legal I don't even know titles, but 10 years as a litigation paralegal. So I'm excited. I didn't realize it was actually 10 years today. So I love the law. I'm in law school to become a lawyer, to expand my practice and help even more people in Canada and internationally with international law. That's what I'm looking to do, international law and human rights. And look, I just love the law so much. I teach law as well. So anything that I can do to bridge that gap between the regular everyday person and the legal system, which is so complicated, that's what I'm here to do. What do I do? Sorry, the question, I don't know what the question was, but I think I do. What do I do to ground myself? Was that the question? Yes, I think so.
A tool that you use. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
it keeps you focused.
Yeah. So something that I love to do is to try to submerge myself in nature. So I love being at my trailer. I love being in the woods. I love anything to do with nature. Sometimes you'll see me in the summertime or when it starts to get a little bit warmer that I like to connect with earth. So I will walk around with no shoes on. Everyone knows, they're like, Samantha, go buy some shoes, whatever. I like to ground myself in that way because I find that it's a natural healing remedy. I love sitting at my trailer, studying, working, whatever I can do. In the winter time, it's a little bit different. So I have to create that artificial nature in my house. I'll listen to like the waves or birds or different recordings on YouTube. Thank God for YouTube. I just find that if I can have that background noise, it clears out the noise out of my mind, like the negative noise. Because, you know, personal development, mindset, growth, I love that stuff. I practice it every day, but really just that sound of nature or connecting with nature is what I use. I absolutely love it. Yeah, that would be it. That's my answer. I'm sticking to it. Is there any other questions you have for me today? Who inspires me? Gosh, guys, you all inspire me. You guys all inspire me. I'm today, all day I'm doing lives to talk about all the different women who inspire, empower, kick me in the behind, because, you know, we're all a force to be reckoned with in our own way. And I'm very blessed and grateful to know all these amazing women. Landed for Success, thank you for bringing us all together. And those women that I've met outside Landed for Success that might be watching. Look, Kelly has an amazing saying. I'm not allowed to say it. Kelly will tell you, but you know, I try to, look, as much as I used to say to myself, I'm going to do everything on my own, or the best way to get something done is to do it on your own. That's not actually really that true. You kind of need other people because you can't be a jack of all trades, master of none. You need the supports around you. And there's some amazing women in here that, thank God for you guys. You guys have been my supports. You guys have kicked me and said, what are you doing? Wake up. And I'm very, very blessed to have you guys in my life and all the women that have helped me over the years. So,
well, you're amazing. And well, it's funny. And I think Tammy and Erica and I were in a mastermind earlier this morning, and how humble a lot of people are and not sharing certain things just because I think due to social heredity, it's not always the most comfortable place for women to stand up and say, this is what I have accomplished. This is what I have done. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm set out to do. And Samantha is growing. Her firm is coming up on their 10-year anniversary this year. She is growing one of the largest paralegal firms in the Toronto and Greater Toronto area. She has currently just opened a mobile notary business within her firm. She serves on several boards, runs her own nonprofit, and she is also just was accepted into law school. So she is doing that while raising 2 young boys, and it's incredible. She collaborates in other spaces. She is a 2-time international best-selling author, and she's phenomenal. So it's everyone has amazing strengths to bring to the table, and I appreciate those of you that I have not had the pleasure of working up close and personal with. I can say I appreciate you just from hearing the passion and the just the love in your voice of what you've been able to do for yourself. And that's what today is to talk about comfortably what you have accomplished so that you can inspire others with your accomplishments. And then just hear, when I don't know, maybe some of you ladies are secretly wake up every morning and you just tell yourself how awesome you are. I'm not saying you shouldn't, because I do. I mean, I am awesome. But I mean, as opposed to where you go down your whole laundry list of everything that you've done, where you're just so full of yourself and you're walking around with a head larger than Lake Ontario. I don't know. But it is good to have spaces where we do share what we have accomplished, and share the challenges that have served us well and are serving us well. That's amazing. And I'm inspired by all of you, and Erica, Tammy, and Samantha, who I've had the entire great pleasure of working very closely with, and over the last over a year, and I continue to do so. It's an extreme pleasure to be in business with these three dynamite women who are doing amazing things. I love this day. So we'll go back here to let's see. Erica, here's your quote that I'm going to share with you. I'd like to hear your response on. Where there is a woman, there is magic.
Where there's a woman, there is magic. Absolutely. That's a quote.
According to my International Women's Day inspirations, it is.
Well, yes, it looks like magic. It looks like magic because we make things happen, that's for sure. But what I will say, there is a lot of hard work behind it. There is a lot of thinking, processes, thinking, and a lot of strategies in place, systems that we put in place to make our life livable. There is a lot of that behind. And I'm not talking only for women who are running a family. I'm talking for women who do not have children, perhaps, who are single, but it's just because everything that entitles, everything that it involves to being a woman from the moment that you wake up. And we plan our days differently. We already have a different mindset just for being women. So it could be more overwhelming sometimes. That's why the empowerment part comes, right? So yeah, it's magic. It's magic again. I will give it back to you, Kelly. Same thing with Samantha and Tammy, that I have the privilege to be more involved and work with. It is empowering to be around women who have a vision. That's for sure. So, and that from far, it looks like magic. That's what I would say.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Tammy, Women's Day is not about making women stronger. It's about changing the way the world perceives our strength.
Wow, that's a big one. When I hear that, I think of how great that we really are. And sometimes we're so concerned about what other people think, if we're cute enough, what we're doing, maybe how we look, why are we doing this? And it brings me to something I read from Michelle Obama saying, if she spent so much time thinking about how she looked, how smart she was, what she was doing, where she was going to school, what car she was driving, she would never be married to the past president, Obama. And so when I read that, I was like, whoa, talk about an aha moment, because we spend so much time in that other area, about thinking about what are they going to think? What are they going to do? Should I do this? And we have to get outside of our head. And I feel that once we get outside of our head, we give ourselves permission to be who we are. And it's not for everybody, but what it is, it's for us. And that's where I find International Women's Day will give us more strength to be who we are without apologizing for being who we are. And I just love that. The empowerment. I love hearing great things people are doing, the good and the bad, because listen, Erica said something really elegant there about some of the things that that you can't see that we went through. And even the other lady that was on there, you know, different stories that we said very short little bit. There's all kinds of ugliness in it, you know. So who we are today is not who we were when we were born, right? We grew into that. So, you know, I like to really like bring that home to people to realize like everything is possible with the mindset, surrounding yourself with the right individuals. And Samantha, you talked about this all the time, personal development. I mean, read something very powerful every day and also create great habits. You know, Kelly, you're big on habits, sharing that with all of us. And so, yeah, what are we saying to ourselves before we go to bed? Never mind when we wake up. What are we saying before we go to bed to ourselves? The most powerful words we can ever say in the whole world is what we say to ourselves.
I love it. Thank you, Tammy. Okay. Sutha, a woman should be two things: who and what she wants.
Okay. Who and what you want. Yeah. So as I explained in my introduction earlier, I think we should have a dream of who we want to be and what we wanted to do, right? So every woman, doesn't matter. She could be a housewife, she could be a lawyer, she could be a doctor, she could be whatever she wanted to do. I think is that's what we decide. Like if someone wanted to be a housewife, and that's their choice, because it's more like, why they wanted to be that, right? It could be personal reasons, or maybe she wanted to support her husband. They already have a big business. And so that's the reason she wanted to do that. If somebody wanted to be a doctor, I have studied with many students where they go, hey, my mom was sick. She had breast cancer, or she had this. I wanted to be a medical doctor. So I wanted to make a difference in the medical world. So as we grow up, we define, we wanted to be this way. We wanted to be this individual. And that's how we choose our path. And there's nothing wrong with that. As I mentioned, coming from a country with civil war, I was always bound to helping the needy, especially the children, because when I left the country, I was 9 years old. So I was impacted by the fact that there were all these young children who couldn't escape the civil war and who lost their life. So I'm always like going back to my memory of being that 9-year-old girl wanting to make a difference in the young people's life. And that's where, apart from my healthcare job, I'm always like driven to that nonprofit and wanting to help the needy. So as I said, so I'm working in the healthcare. That's what's paying me for my living. But then I have a passion of this lady who wanted to help the needy. So I have these two roles in my mind. So that's what I wanted to be. And so everybody has something in there internally. They have already decided this is what I want to be: a housewife, a mother, a lawyer, a doctor. So that's what we say. We should never put anyone down, because that's what they have a role. And each one of us are needed to run this world. So it's not that, sometimes when I say I work in the healthcare, people go, are you a doctor? Are you a nurse? We don't, the hospital doesn't run with just these two career individual. We need IT, we need security, we need the cleaner, we need the porter, So each of us create that image for us. We want to do this. That's how we make our living. So for me, yeah, we definitely have, yeah, who you want to be and what you want to get. We decide that. Yeah.
I love it. Catherine, one woman can make a difference.
One woman can make a difference. Yes, I think one woman can make a difference, but local difference in his own family, with his own family, we have his own community, but we need too many women to make a difference, not only one. I think we are women who work together. We are working together to the history to make things happen, to make the things, to change things. So I think we need to keep going, keep working together, not only for ourselves, because we need it. We need to share our experience. We need to help. We need to learn about other women who did a great things for the humanity. So just not only one. I think we need to work together. All the women of the world need to work together.
Agree. I love it. Samantha. All right. To all the little girls who are watching, that makes me cry. I think having a daughter or sons, right? It's to all the little girls, to all the little boys who have sisters and who have women in their lives. I don't even know what the hell the rest of this reads, but I liked that part. Okay. Oh my God, now I can't read. Hold on, my tears are in my way. Okay, to all the little girls that are watching, never doubt that you are valuable and powerful and deserving of every chance and of every opportunity in the world to pursue and achieve your own dreams.
Yeah, and that, I thank God I have toilet paper. I didn't have any tissue because I'm trying to hold back here too. When I think of that, of what you've just said, I think of my nieces. I helped my best friend, my pseudo sister, raise two of my nieces who are struggling in their life now as teenagers. And I wish that looking back as little girls, I could do more for them. So what I would say to all the little girls out there now is to follow your dreams. Don't let anybody stand in your way. Never close your eyes to what you believe in, and know that there is no limit in your life to anything. And the only limits that there are yourself. So this is really, it hits home because I know that recently I'm struggling with one of my nieces now, that people will try to tear you down. People will do whatever it takes to find a way to silence you. Know that there are people that may not even be in your family that are willing to listen and willing to guide you on that path towards success and towards your dreams. So just know that there's always a solution. There's always an answer. And no doesn't always mean no.
Thanks, Samantha.
No problem.
And my love and strength across the city miles to you and your nieces and your family.
Thank you.
The other young lady that hopped on here for Catherine, maybe you can help me, is, let's see, Helena, I don't know, are you able to hop back on? Let's see. That's okay. All right. So I thank you to all of you for sharing. Another quote that I have here, and I just love it, is, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. And that is, that's not always easy. And I would say for me at 45 years old, I was very blessed and very gifted to have had the childhood that I did, and the parents that I had, and even with their understanding and devotion, really they had a strong devotion to and dedication that the three of us understood that how we were living was not how the majority of the world lived. And that if we didn't get that understanding while we were kids, we were not going to have an appreciation and a sense of of just value of life and appreciation for other people, other cultures, from the bottoms of our heart. And one of the biggest gifts in my adult life, meeting my husband, and in meeting him in 17 years, we moved here to Toronto with our 4 kids 4.5 years ago. And Tammy, you're hopping off here. Thank you for joining us today. Tammy Williams is amazing. Entrepreneur, businesswoman, friend. Just love her. Love you. Thank you for hopping in. But we've moved 12 times, moving about every 2.5, 3 years. And then we took the adventure to come across the border. Now, my husband is French Canadian, but it oddly enough, you know, my parents always encouraged us to travel. My parents love to travel and create new experiences. And it was always the source of a lot of conversations. To be a citizen of the world, you cannot gain an understanding and an appreciation for how other people live and other people's experiences unless you go out there and get create those experiences for yourselves. So they were always very encouraging of us kids to do that. And moving here has been like the biggest cultural melting pot that I never could have imagined. What a gift. I already was appreciative of it, but it just continues to be a gift that keeps on giving. And Sutha, Sanjak, now her name is gone. I'm gonna for Sanjakta Das, Erica and Catherine, Samantha and Helena and Tammy, and Kendra hopped on here and she had to hop off. But all these incredible women that I keep meeting, and a lot of it is due to timing. The ages of our kids, they're all in school full time. So I've been able to pick up and focus and participate in collaborations here at home. But it has been the biggest eye opener as to all the wonderful cultures and diversities that I've been exposed to, and that I have the entire privilege of being able to grow my understanding and appreciation for our world. And then knowing how I can add that to how Eric and I parent our kids and expand what we thought was important and turn that into just an ever growing conversation and education that is absolutely necessary. In 2021, things need to continue to change. There are aspects of being a woman that have no place in 2021. And I love that we can all come together and discuss who we are, what we do, and genuinely appreciate each other's strengths and accomplishments so we can lift other women up so that they can do the same and come to the table and talk about it. That's a big deal. So, Catherine and Sutha, and Samantha, I don't know how well you know these ladies. Like, Catherine, you moved here. How old are you? How old are your kiddos?
My daughter is 8 years old.
That's so fun. They're all fun ages. And Erica, you've got
Kids are 12 and a half now. The boys.
12 and a half twin boys.
Boys.
Samantha, how old are your boys? Are how old?
4 and 13.
Sutha, do you have children?
No, I have nieces and nephews, that's all.
Well, and how old are they?
My niece is, she's gonna be 7, my nephew is 5, so, and then I have an older nephew who is like 19, so.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, so I do
But
the
it's
older.
like, but look at whether it's the parent or an aunt, right? What an example we all serve in our lives. I would love to ask you ladies, what is your hope in around the context of Women's Day? What would be your hope for the small people in your life that you have an impact on their lives in some fashion or another, whether for the three of you as mothers, Sutha as an aunt. Catherine, I'll turn it over to you first. What's your biggest hope for your daughter around the context of
Yeah,
Women's Day?
yeah. I think I don't want she has bias about what she need to do when she grow up. I just want that she will be the person that she wants to do, that she do whatever they want she wants, whatever she likes, because in our country we have a lot of bias about woman need to be the person who is in home, who helps the husband, who don't say that they want to say. So they need to be, they need to say, they need to do. But here my hope is my daughter wanna be the person that she wants, she likes. And for me the most important thing is her happiness. So don't have bias for me is the most important. We don't have bias with her. So I think this important thing that she's learning, we are learning here. So that's my hope for her.
Amazing. Samantha.
So let me just say it like this. As someone who was discriminated against for being a woman and wanting to be in a profession that only men can be in, I have to say it like this. A woman, a girl can do whatever they want. I don't believe in male dominating professions. I believe that, we're in 2021 now. There shouldn't be such a thing. There are I don't think it matters what gender you are. If you have a passion for it, go for it. It's not like, I know we have in society this belief that, maybe there are professions that are more male dominated. I think we need to throw that out the window. There should not be that perception. People are people are people. Doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your culture, creed, any of these different things, whatever you identify as, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you do as an individual what you want to do, no matter what. So for me, that's really what it is. For my nieces, I say this to them all the time, that, and to my stepkids, same thing. You guys do what you want. Nothing will stand in your way. And if someone that is in a male, if it's a male dominated profession, don't let it be. Step up, step forward, keep pushing forward. And despite what other people say, it does not matter. There is no. It's only you who puts no in your way. There's always a way, and the impossible is always possible.
I love it. Sutha.
Okay. Can you repeat that question again? I just want to
Absolutely.
hear.
What is, as an aunt, you have a niece and nephew that look up to you. So in impacting their lives, what is your hope in the context of Women's Day for your niece and your nephew?
Yeah. So, this pandemic is going to be 1 year since the pandemic. So it had a great impact on me because I used to go and see my niece and nephew every weekend. And because I've been working in healthcare, I've been, because I'm on site 3 days a week. So I've been avoiding them, because my nephew is a little boy. Every time he sees me, he just want to hug and, kiss and all that. So it was a difficult thing to keep him away from me. So I used to make time for them every weekend. I used to be the cool aunt. So every Halloween and everything spent with them. So even though I don't have children, they're like my kids. I would do anything for them. The one thing that I am afraid of for them being in this generation is try to protect them. We spend so much time online, and even with the pandemic, even the children, they have moved to a virtual platform. And so dealing and talking with children like nowadays, I just don't want them to be like always on the computer. And just wanted to take them out, when this whole pandemic is over, I wanted to take them out, just show them the nature. I think it'll be a better benefit for their mental health. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I had my vaccination done, and I'm looking forward to maybe 3-4 months from now, just to go out and take them, giving them the time to talk to them, play with them. I think those are needed, like when they're growing up, and let them be whoever they wanted to be. It's like every Halloween, my niece is like, oh, I want to be a Wonder Woman. Oh, I want to be a Cinderella. So this is the time for them to explore, just be themselves. But just also give them the messages of just being careful, just being safe during all these online activities that they are doing. And so as an aunt, I just wanted to protect from all these, uh, whatever that we were not bonded with when we were growing up. They're in a new world now, so protection is more needed. So I'm really, really cautious about that and try to talk to them. There's a lot of bullying going around in schools and stuff. So yeah, so I wanted to be a protective aunt and give whatever they can, just to be whoever they wanted to grow up to be.
I love it. Erica.
Yes, what's my hope for my kids for their future? Is that the question? Yes.
It is in the context of
In the
Women's
context of
Day.
Women's Day. So I will tell you that it will be normalized, that somebody will speak up when they are faced with an injustice against women or against anything in general, but especially women, because just like Catherine was saying, there is many countries where things are unimaginable, like things that we don't see here. Myself, I was because of being a woman, I was fired from a job. And when I say that, I remember once there was a group of people and one lady and also a man that says, "Well, how do you know it was because you were a woman?" I said, "Because I was pregnant, and men cannot get pregnant, so this is why I was fired for being a woman." Right? Because a man will never go through
Yeah.
that. It's very clear to me. So, and that see that the fact that even people will ask the question, what make you think it was because of that? Okay, so I can explain more, but with that type of sarcasm or that type of disbelief, like really, like I need more details to really believe that. So to me, in the future, that it will be if somebody will say that they will be attacked or they will be whatever some injustice was towards them because of their gender, that it will be normal, that people will just like accept it and knowing, and yes, you know what, let's do something about it. How do you feel? Or what? Or more curiosity, curious, being curious to, in the sense of help, no as like let's talk about that, maybe it was not that way. So, and I think there is still a lot of that, and if that we see that in places like North America where a little bit more advanced than many other cultures and many other countries, then we have a long, long way to go. So that will be my hope, that they will be just accept when someone is telling you that they were being discriminated because that's the way I feel.
They believe them.
Yep.
I love it. All right. So I came across this next quote. This is pretty interesting because there's all sorts of quotes. If you want something done, give it to a busy mom, give it to a busy woman. If you need someone to be able to multitask like 1,000 different things at the same time, we can do this. And this quote says, this is Eleanor Roosevelt shared this. "A woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until she gets in hot water." Who wants to take it first, ladies? I think this is fantastic, and I love that it came from Eleanor Roosevelt. Okay. All right, Sutha, you take it first, and then when you're done, you get to choose who responds to that next.
Yeah, I don't challenge people, but when people challenge me, I don't talk back, but I work my I don't want to use the word. I work really hard, and I proved them, I could do it too. So that's when you're put into a challenge, when someone say you can't do it, I think I go after and I show them that I could do it.
Like a little even maybe above and beyond.
Yeah, there has been places where, people just look at you, why are you here? Or you think you can make that happen? I was talking to you about fundraising earlier. So a little, when I was 16, like I told you, I wasn't wearing proper clothes, I did my expensive stuff. And then, when in my late 20s or early 30s, I was at this fundraising event with millionaires. So that's me, I know that I can make it. I don't need to be a millionaire, but I can make myself to get there and mingle around those people. So don't challenge with me, maybe 5-10 years from now, whatever you said, you're going to take that back.
You're going to eat the words.
Yeah. It will happen. It will happen. It's like magic. It will happen. Somehow it will happen. So someone, like I'm in a modeling now. So I've been published in magazines. So 15 years back, I go, hey, I wanted to be in fashion show. And people like you, yeah, I am. Like, I am in it now. So people like, how did you get there? So don't.
I decided it was so. I believed that I could, so I did.
Yeah. So it's like that. So I don't challenge with anyone, but if people challenge with me, it'll happen somehow. Someone would make it happen to me.
I love it. All right, Sutha, who are you choosing to respond to that next? We've got Samantha, Catherine, and Erica.
Oh, Samantha, with so many knowledgeable books behind her.
All right, Samantha, a woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until she gets in hot water. What do you have to say about that?
Look, we have so many fears in our lives that when you're challenged, I feel that all the fears are out the window. Things that you really thought you could never do or that you would never face in a million years, when you're tested, you face them. You don't even question it. And gosh, the amount of times, I'm sure all of us here have had this happen where you're just, I don't know, it's when you least expect it, you're tested. And I can speak to this personally. I hate hospitals. I hate it. And when my son needed me to get into the hospital, I went to the hospital. I didn't care. Panic attacks and all, I did it. And I just feel that. I feel that people, oh, wow. Some of the things I see women do, I'm like, how did you do that? But I realize that they are being tested. They are being put into a situation where there's really no way you can either give up, flight or fight, right? So I don't know. I kind of like being tested. It makes me stronger, and it shows me that, hey, I can really do anything, and that fear is not real. Fear is not real. It's what we put in our minds. So I don't know. That's where I'm coming from.
All right, who's up next, Samantha?
Sure.
I love it. Thank you.
I'd like to pass this to Catherine.
Okay, I just want to clarify the question. The question is, what happened when people challenge me?
No, so here's the quote.
Okay.
A woman is like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until she gets in hot water. Okay, yes. Okay, I get it. For me, it's really interesting. And I'm going to talk about the challenge. When somebody, in all my life, I'm growing myself, my powers, when people tell me once that I can't do something. When somebody told me you can't do that, or you can't, or I believe you can achieve that. So that's for me, it's like put me in the hot water. In this moment, all my power go out and say, no, I can do it. I'm gonna do it, and I wanna do it. And then I shift that.
And I always do. Taking me a long time, years could be, doesn't matter. But I always get it at the final. So through my life, when I have bad situation that makes me feel sad or make me feel that I can't get anything or frustrated, is because someone told me you can't, you never get it. But that's for me is like a, it's my power. Oh my God, I can't. You believe that I can't? No, I can do it, and I'm gonna do it. So that's my that's my tea bag when I put it
I love it.
when I put it in my in hot water.
Go ahead and turn the fire up a little hotter underneath my kettle, because yeah, okay. So Catherine, well, I guess you only have one person to kick it to here. So go ahead.
Erica.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's amazing. Everything that I hear here is like, okay, a tea bag is not drinkable until it really goes through hot water. So there is nothing we can do with a tea bag until we put it through hot water.
That's it.
So, and that is definitely the essence of what it means to be a woman. I think we have all experienced it at one point, which and sometimes we throw ourselves into the hot water as well. Because
Oh,
that's who we are. That's how we
that's entirely true.
And you know what? And that makes me think of certain experience that I have. It was extremely difficult, I will tell you, when I had to learn English when I arrived in the States. And I was just like, there is no way that I can learn this because I'm a perfectionist. I have all these things. Everything has to be perfect. I will not say a word until I know that it's perfect. Now I don't care. I just say it. Because and and I remember there was one teacher who says the only way that you will learn is by talking, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not gonna talk until I know how to talk. Yeah, but you. So it was like a vicious circle, and then I was just like, I don't know how, but I will get this. I get a job where I have to talk to people. Then I start tutoring kindergarten or grade one kids that their parents didn't speak a word in English. So I was teaching English to them because little kids don't care, right? So to me, and that's what I will call the hot water. I'm like, I'm gonna get this thing done because I cannot go nowhere, do nothing until I get this language. I have to learn the language. That's the way I see it. Because one thing that it petrifies me and it's been forever. It's people, it's seeing others and they're being stuck and they look like their life has been sucked out of it. And when I was young, I mean, I love being at home with my kids, and I know, and I have told you this before, Kelly, you are you are just like the masterpiece of our moms because that's who you are and that's how you raise your kids. But I will tell you, but I was in front of so many women back home who were like not happy at all. They were not enjoying their time and they were home with their kids, right? So my idea was like I will never want to do that. I will never want to do that. So that unfortunately I have that belief. Then when I move out of my house or when I move to the States, I will look into people who did not speak the language and I will see the life that they had and I was like, there is no way that I will do that. I either go back home or what is worse, raise a bunch of kids or be or stay here without knowing English. So I have, but that was the hot water. That was the
Yeah.
that, oh, you know what, I have to learn this and I will put everything that I have. And I don't know how, I have no time. I was working close to 100 hours a week, but I knew that I wanted to have those jobs. So I will put myself into situations. I will get job where it requires that I will speak the language. So, and just that's just one example of what it is like as a woman, and like all these things. And yes, the same thing when we go, like Samantha was saying, she doesn't like hospital, but if your child needs to go to hospital, right? That's where we are, and so many things like that. And as a professional, the same thing. Like Sutha was sharing, raising money and being in a space where people will not believe that you will be there, right? So it's a lot of yeah. I really love that quote because it really symbolizes our life, how we do things. How about you, Kelly?
Well,
How about you, Kelly? I pass it
oh,
to you.
what? I I wasn't expecting that. my hope, my hope for these four spirits. Our kids are 17, 14, 12, and 11. And in context of Women's Day, my hope, I think for Women's Day, then in this situation, my focus would be on continuing to develop their understanding that issues demand attention and cannot be ignored. That being it's not just being a good citizen of the world, but being an active citizen of the world. And they can't do that if they don't show up and participate. So not just lifting up the women, and when they see the other issues, kind of what you had mentioned, Erica, the injustices. There are, in my opinion, a lot of inequalities going on right now in 2021 that there's no place for. And unfortunately, due to a number of reasons, they are very, very present. And I want my four kids, Eric and I, that when they're doing fantastic now, but right, their worlds are only as big as what it can be at the ages they are. But that when they step out, they use their voice in a way that is good for others. And listen, and I'll cry forever because you hear stories, Sutha or Catherine or Erica, and you left, or like your niece, Samantha. And our kids are so privileged. But there's people that have the luxury of being able to go to school, have an education, have the right to vote, have their voices heard. In our household, we talk about everything under the sun. No topic is off limits. We address everything. I could care less if our oldest graduates high school this year. He's a senior. If he said, I don't want to go to school, I'll figure something out. I honestly don't care. Then how can we support you in finding something that you have passion for? Turns out he has a number of things he's passionate for, so he's good. But I don't have anything set. But the injustices that take place among people and cultures and races is really the saddest. And so that is my hope, that everyone is beautiful, and we have to be accepting of everybody's differences. We don't have to like them. We don't have to agree with them. Not everybody has to be our friends, but we do have to be respectful and be mindful and come to the table with an understanding that engaging and seeking out exchanges and relationships with people that are different from you will grow your understanding and love of what makes this world what it is. And that's a big deal for me, because I think there's too many people that have egos, and they're so set in their own ways or in the ways that they were taught, and there's no room to move. And I think that rigidness, I do believe that our 4 kids won't have that because we don't have that here. But I do hope that they take that with them as they grow into more amazing young men and women and into their adulthood and into their relationships. So I'm sure you didn't imagine I would cry, Erica or Samantha. Sorry, Catherine and Sutha. These ladies know me.
Oh, okay. I know you know.
But you know me now.
You know,
Oh my
just
God.
just coming back to that the tea bag thing, putting, I think this is where some women break down and some women take it as a challenge. I This is, yeah, that's the area of, like, because you cannot make something happen right away. Some things take longer than, so just holding on and working hard to achieve that. Sometimes it takes time, but some people, when they put on challenge, hey, I'm a clerk now and I wanted to be the manager, it doesn't happen overnight. So
Right.
it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 20 years, or it could be 30 years. But some people take it so serious. Like, it's like, when I've been to casino, people are like banking on the, to get the cash, right? So it's not, sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's hard work. So just hanging in there and not comparing with others and just doing whatever you can. I think that's the main thing. Otherwise you break down.
I love that you said that. And really, for those of you that are maybe just tuning in now, go back and hit the replay, because these women shared incredible tools that they're using. And so that's it. If you're in a challenge, and it's not going to be an instant shift in your environment or your circumstances, that it's going to take time, then what tools do you have in place to keep your mindset in the space of, I can do this. I'm just gonna stick to my guns here. I'm gonna stay committed and dedicated, and that burning desire is going to grow me where I deserve to be and where I want to be. And that you hit the nail on the head there, Sutha, because that's 100% correct. And not every but some people, that's where you end up in conversations where people feel like they get railroaded from their dreams, because it is such a challenge that instead of breaking it down and having tools in place to move toward that, it's not instant, and that can be very challenging. Well,
and,
ladies,
the thing is, the person who's challenging you now, sometimes they can't even compete with you and they leave. Like, it happens at work where they're challenging you and then they couldn't compete with you, and then the next year they're gone. So you work on your own schedule,
right. I mean, but that's it. And it's competition with myself, and I will follow suit to you ladies in that. It's, if someone wants to challenge, I won't necessarily challenge someone else, but if someone's going to challenge me, they have it coming. They're going to get more than they expected, because I just, no, all right, then you go ahead and say or don't say, but your actions tell me that you're thinking I can't do something, and I'll make sure that it's very, very evident and clear that I can do that above and beyond what you had not even imagined for yourself. But I love it. I would love for you ladies, we are at the coming to the top of 3 o'clock here. You all have active schedules, and you all took time out of your day to hop on here and acknowledge what International Women's Day meant to all of you, why this is important to come together. And I appreciate you all for taking the time to hop on here with me and these other women today. So we'll do a round robin of just your last thoughts of what you'd like to share in regards to this day. And how about Sutha? Let's start with you. Helena, thank you. You are very, very welcome.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave with the message. You will see it when you believe it. So that's for everyone. You are your own identity. So just be yourself. There's no need for comparison. Just work on your own time schedule. Everybody is on a different timeline. So just be yourself. And I think there was something that I didn't share earlier. And I will conclude with that by saying how I relax, because people always ask me, how come you're happy all the time? So the one thing is I do meditation every night, at least the shortest time would be 10 to 15 minutes, just putting healing music on my laptop. I find different healing music. I could work with just sounds and stuff. So healing music, or I do love going for nature walk. Doesn't matter what the weather is, just 15, 20 minutes, just drive somewhere, park my car, walk around. So that's also a form of meditation. The other thing is, I do prayers too, whatever that works for every individual. So meditation, time with the nature, and prayers. Those three things help me. And yeah, so in the morning I wake up fresh. Doesn't matter what the day was, the day before was. And what I do is I also carry on the positive from the day before. I try to erase the negative. So I don't want it to carry that throughout the week. So sometimes I try not to carry it for long, just maybe that one day, and think more of the positive, because the negative is the stuff that kind of drag you down and pull your energy down, and you're not able to function. So trying to be more positive as much as I can. And I think those are the message that I want to leave everyone with.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Erica.
The message that I want to leave. Well, since we are at the year of choose to challenge, I will challenge everyone.
Have at it, everyone go.
Everyone. Not only you ladies who are here on the panel, but everyone who has the to get curious, to get educated, to be curious. That's what I'm saying. Like wherever you are in your community, it could be in a shelter around you if you're places. If could be anywhere where you can either get information of how much help they need in so many places. There are so many programs to help women around the world, or like I said, in your community. I think that would be a great challenge, and just get information first, take action if that's what you desire to do, and then you will see that today, next year, things are going to be much different, because we cannot just talk about this once a year. And it's fantastic everything that we are doing for ourselves. It's fantastic that we see our friends, our co-workers, or business partners, how well we are all doing in our small circle. But if we take that challenge just for one day, if it's for today before midnight, get some information. Where is your closest shelter? Where can you volunteer? Empowering, giving that, like Kelly was saying, she was privileged and blessed to have that great childhood with all that information that her parents fit into her. And many of us, we have learned through the years. We can share that with other women, with young women, with even with young girls, or with older women, because they were never exposed to that. And it starts with that, just a word. It's not your time, it's not your money, it's a conversation, a message, anything like that. So I would challenge everyone to just empower, to share some information, to learn and get involved. Starting today, and hopefully you will continue until next year. And things will move faster. I believe that if everybody takes action, things move faster. That's for sure.
I agree. Thank you, Erica.
That's world.
Catherine.
It's about believing yourself. don't let anyone tell you that you can't do or that you are not enough good to do something, because we have the magic to create impossible things. So that is my message today that I want to share with everybody.
I love it and I believe it. It's true. Samantha, last and certainly not ever least.
So there are so many initiatives out there that really, really need help. And Erica mentioned Women's Shelter. I'm very, very happy to be supporting what's called Wallet Through Wealth and Halton Women's Place. And they are raising $50,000 as their goal this year to help Halton Women's Place continue to provide programming to those in need. And you never know when you're going to need the shelter system. You never know when you're going to need help to get away from an abusive situation, or help for your children, or resources. And my goal this year is to support the lovely Whitney Hammond this year, as I did last year, in raising money towards her goal of $50,000. So with that, I say this: we have to look at the initiatives that are out there and find a cause and stand behind it. Most recently, I should add this, and I won't take up too much more time, but I noticed that our government here in Ontario has cut out funding for those in need of counseling services. The wait for counseling services for those that have trauma or mental illness is over a year. It could be a year and a half, and a lot can happen to a person in a year and a half. And for private counseling, they range from $5,000 and up. So my second mission through my not-for-profit, the York Region Paralegal Network, is to create a program to find a way to create a fund for those that seek counseling so that we can help those in need. We want to save as many people as we can. And I'm not just talking about women, men as well, but young women who have faced trauma or violence or abuse are in this situation where they can't get help. And sometimes it's to their detriment. Sometimes they are no longer here. So let's try to help women. Let's try to help young women, women of all ages, and support these causes so that we can save women, not just empower them. We want to empower them, but let's save them so that they know that the door is open for them to do whatever they want in their lives. So these are the two things that I'm really focused on in 2021 to make a huge difference as much as we can and support these causes. So I just want to leave you guys with that.
Thanks, Samantha. Ladies, I would love for you go back to the live if you haven't done so already, and put your contact information, any business links that you have, put them in the comments so that any individuals that would like to reach out and get in touch with you, collaborate with you, just connect with you, and connect with you, that they can do so. And so to anyone viewing, if you need a personal introduction, if you want a personal introduction to any of these amazing women that have joined us here today, please reach out to me directly, and I am more than happy to make sure that happens. So we are gonna wrap it up. Amazing International Women's Day to all of you, and I'm gonna leave everybody with this. Here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, may we raise them. As women, we need to reshape our own perception of how we view ourselves. We have to step up as women, and it is time to take the lead. So thank you, Erica. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Sutha. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Tammy. We had Sanjukta. We had Helena. We had the other young lady. Help me out. I'm going to help out myself right off of this Zoom. She's the young lady who's helping us behind the scenes, but amazing. And so to everyone that has catching us live or on the replay, that gratitude is extended to each and every one of you as well. And for all of you men out there, please reach out to the women in your life. Let them know you appreciate them, and you are here to stand up with them, with what they want to do and who they want to be. So amazing. To everybody, have an amazing Monday. Happy International Women's Day. Ladies, I appreciate each and every one of you. Fantastic day.